Don't know anyone is joining on Zoom.
Daniel Logan said he was gonna join.
Mhm,
I'm surprised there's not more people in the class that I specifically know that are in the class that wanted to attend, so.
yeah, that's
I
nice.
looked up a bunch of names that some should be at their table. Jason was sitting over here. Yeah, the only person I know that could come is Daniel probably, and then a Mitch. Not sure. But surprised we're missing other people. There's a lot of people that I know
Okay.
said they would. I'm gonna post this in the Discord right now, just so people have the link in case they're having trouble finding it. Look here.
Yeah, feel free because they always feel free to come because I know some of you already install it, just then you're fine. And later I will try to do I record the lecture, so post it. So if you find the save the record the video on D2L and also on YouTube, I will post it. And later, even the lab, so I'll go through on the like SQLs, all those statements like queries, then you do the assignment and give assignment. So, but mainly for today, I'm helping you like in case some of you, but I know some of you will be pretty good, so already install it. So I already actually I already record the video and post it on YouTube like how to install it. Slightly tricky part, just reminding you, if you download it, because I talk about the MySQL workbench, right? Okay, so some depends on the system. If you install Windows, I think once you install the workbench, sometimes it will come with the server. Okay, if you don't, then you realize one thing. After you install the workbench, you couldn't connect to the server. Like you couldn't connect to your local host. Okay, so if you do have the same problem, then you need to ask a question. So what's the differences between server and workbench? Okay, so I think you fix it. No, yeah, okay, then you can spend the time right here. How about this?
I've got my server downloaded. I have yet to configure it, so I need to finish
Okay,
doing that.
actually it's pretty easy because we are using the root account. If you need to create another account, but for project or later in production, for sure, we need to create extra user account like for access it. But right now for your personal use, okay, so you can use the root account and set the password. So you can connect to the database. Here's the workbench, and then another one should be the server. Okay, so remember, so I just recording, but I think
Whenever I go to that link, it just takes me back to work.
let me see. This one should be the yes.
I have Workbench installed.
Okay, so what you need to do is just go back to the downloads page. Okay, and then go to community server. Yeah, so just like yeah. So
Yeah, whenever I click on that link, it should take me to this, but it takes me just.
yeah.
Okay, so how did you get to the community link?
Just let me go back to this page. Okay, so what you need to do, can you see the arrow left, go back? Okay, yeah, and then you can choose the community server. Okay, and just download. So based on your system, okay, if you're Mac, Windows, then just be careful if you are using the M series, you know, M1 to M4, you should be belongs to ARM. Okay, choose ARM. Okay. And then right here, you can choose, like, let's say I'm using M4, so I choose the ARM, and then you can download the DMG. So it's the install. Okay. And if you're using Windows, just you can choose the MSI. So MSI is the installation, okay, execution file, so you can download and install it. Okay. So here's the server. Okay. So that's why I say that the differences between server is like you will host all the database, and the workbench actually is GUI. So it's kind of like you can click on the button to access to the database and then manage everything. Okay, so for slightly advanced, like most of the developer, we are not really rely on the GUI. We are using command line like directly access. Okay, you can type it. So later if you if we have some bonus or somehow, I'll give you like showing me if you know how to use command line. It's okay. And most of the time when we work on the server side, because like all the database we are stored on the server. Okay, so we barely use the GUI, or if we're using a Linux, let's say Ubuntu, we never use the Ubuntu with GUI. So everything we're using the SSH connect to it, and then using command line to manage our database. Okay, so it's pretty important learning how to we are in also when log in your head, so don't know how can you log into your let's say MySQL account using the command line.
Yeah, how to use the
MySQL, yeah, you
SSH.
know the command.
Um,
MySQL.
I can also do it through, I have the WinSCP to do for my SSH, and then I can.
As I said, yes, yeah,
and then,
right.
Once I SSH through WinSCP, I can get into the command line during increment. I haven't used it much, but I know a lot of the command line scripts, and then I guess most people that are in cyber
Mhm.
were also talking about how to use all the command line stuff. So, throughout the semester, you might be able to talk about it, and some people will learn it. If you're in the cyber class,
Mhm.
we specifically cover the stuff
Hmm.
for people that are newer to Linux, and like all of the commands for like how to use the terminal. 'Cause
Ah.
we're-
Basic terminal.
Yeah,
Okay, basic term.
yeah, he gave us a list of stuff, so if it's easy stuff, more than likely, but depending on what we have to do, some people will, if it's later in the semester, maybe a month from now,
Mhm.
there should be a lot of people that might know actually how to use it.
Okay, good.
So we're learning it in that class.
Okay, yeah. When I taught the cybersecurity, I did cover a little bit for Linux, but that one is like for the management, that for the OS. Yeah. But for the MySQL, that one, so not the same, but it's the same, like we can using the query
Yeah,
to manage the database
Yeah.
or tables or the rows record. Okay, so depends on, but for teaching, so I'm giving a GUI, so workbench. Okay, so suppose like everyone install the database, and then okay, let me go back right here. Okay, if all of you install the server and then the workbench, okay, and you can add let me quit let me quit it first, okay, and then go back. And I already upload the data for import, so they will actually download from kind of similar data set from the W3 school. So later we will use it for demo class or assignments or selecting. Okay, so you can download it from the D2L with two. So if you able to find it, actually I modify kind of like slightly some certain connect. So after you able connect to your MySQL server, next step is that you need to create a schema, okay, to import it. And the schema, that means sometimes we call it a database, or they call it schema. So whatever the name they call. So right here you see use, right? So we are using rich database. Okay, so this database should match to the name of your schema. Okay, so if you use, let's say, another name, remember, you can use the text editor if you're using the VS Code to change the name. Okay, one thing can remind you, sometimes because the content, okay, maybe the character inside, we have called a character set, or sometimes I call it char set. So maybe would be like UTF-8, or depends on nowadays we are pretty common using UTF-8 MB64 something like, or sometimes we're using the Unicode. Okay, so it can help us to support like different character. Because most of the time we're using English, but like some Japanese, like Arabic, so some like special character, then how can we support those? So remember to put as a like Unicode. Okay, and if you look at the data set, we do have some address, maybe from like Germany. So so I pre-edit it. I can save it as an encoding. So I try to make sure everyone can import it. So I changed to UTF-8. Okay, and then let me go back to Workbench. Okay, so just assume everyone already installed it. Then let me open. Okay, so you can create your own connection. So if you don't have it, then you can like add it. and then give your connection a name. So I put the CSCI 340, and I'm using by default it's a root account. So when you install a server, it asks you to enter password, right? So you can use that password to sign in, okay, to connect. You can also text your connection, but I already connect it, so I'm okay to use it. So when you double click, and then you can connect to your database, but it should be empty, only the system. So what you need to do, you can just like start a new. So on the top right here, you can click the ones that create new schema. Okay, so you should give a name, schema name. Okay, so this name should match to the SQL name right here we are using, because this one is telling the MySQL, like when we want to like create tables, insert records, like we telling, okay, the database, which database we are using. Okay, so that's why we have to match it. Okay, and then I talk about the character set. I will change it to the UTF-8, or sometimes we are using UTF-8 like MB4. So this one is pretty common, and depends on which one are you. If like in production, sometimes we are using MarineDB. If you heard about it. In progress, okay, yeah. Have you heard about what's like MarineDB? So it's kind of similar. Okay.
Not totally with that.
Yeah, so if you search sometime like in the industry committees, like people sometimes they say, oh, let's using MarineDB instead of the MySQL, but actually kind of like based on MySQL too. So kind of like all the queries pretty similar. Okay, but sometimes the syntax can be changed. Okay.
It's like another relational database.
Yes, it's the same. Yeah, so it's kind of same. Like basically, I say 98%, 99% they're same. Okay, shared.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. And when you design the character set, they will have different supported character set. So they will tell you, okay, it's a MB4 Unicode like this, or like other different type character set. Okay, so you can choose it. But so far in this moment, you just need to know. Okay, so when you define your schema or database, why we need to set the character set? Here's the reason. Because you need to consider like what possible characters you want to store. Okay, so if you think it's all English, okay, then it should be fine. So UTF-8 general by default is okay. But if your database is like supporting international, then you need to think about, okay, how can we make sure this database supporting different kind of language? Okay, maybe you know the Middle East, right, or the Europe, some special symbols. Okay, so it will cause import error. Okay, so or like say if the user on the web page mobile application input all the information, once you send it to a server, but if the character set doesn't match, it will crash. Okay, so if you don't pay attention about this one, then it will cause a problem. Okay, so right here, you can create the schema. Okay, so once you have a schema, you have an empty database. And what you need to do, just go to server data import. So you will see this page. And you can choose the import from the self-contained file, and then you can choose the SQL file, SQL file, like the import file you download, and then just import it. And right here you say default target schema. That means the database. So you choose the one we just create. It's the CSCI 340, and you can click the button start import. Okay. Because I already test this SQL files, it should be working on everyone. Okay. So because I create all the character set and then all the syntax, because sometimes there's some syntax error. So it should fit on the latest one. And after you import successfully, when you click on the table. So if you didn't see anything, you can right click right here, you can refresh all. So we can like refresh the tables, and you will see there's a tables, and then you click on the arrow, you'll see the categories, customers, employees, or this table. Okay. And kind of like kind of similar. On Friday I'll post the assignment. So first part, you need to give me a screenshot like you already import this database. So you can just like give me a screenshot of the tables. And then the next part will be just using the slash statement. Okay. So the select statement is like, is the first query, is a basic query to get all the information. Let me show you right here. Don't save, okay, close it. So I'd like to address one thing. Because in the video I already like go through the back video, like we talk about what's the SQL meaning, and then what can we do. Of course we have some function. Like let's say we can select it, right? So we can insert, update, delete, create. If you look at the statements, the query statement, so including like create tables, insert record, and then in the below we can alter the table. Okay, adding certain primary key reference. Okay, later in the lecture we'll talk about what's the primary key, what's the foreign key. Okay, what's the relationship? Why we need the relational database? And you will see sometimes we have a delete record or job tables. Okay, so if you really make any mistakes, and then you can see right here, let's say if I want to drop a table, you can see right here job tables or job database. And in practical, do you think, like, let's say if you're using certain app, and let's say Amazon, and then you delete certain record, do you think they really drop your record or delete your record, erase it?
If you delete it, no, not necessarily. They don't always immediately remove it from the database, even if you say to remove it.
Yes, okay. So actually, most of them, all this data, okay, are so important, okay? So even though you say, okay, let's delete it, they're not really delete it. So normally we will add one more flag or one more column. Maybe we can put a say status, valid or not. So we can change it from yes to no. We can say it's a Boolean, yeah, true or false. Okay. So if true is a valid record, but if we change it to false, then we're not going to retrieve it. Okay, select it. But we can still keep it. So that means when we are learning, okay, we do have a job, delete tables, delete records, but in practical, we never delete it. Okay, always keeping it. Okay. And then go back to here. Yeah, so right here you will see, of course, later when I record all these like statement, I'll show you more example how to use it. So right now in this moment, you just need to know. Most common we're using select. Okay, so because we want to present certain information, so we'll use the select. So we try to extract the data from the database. Sometimes, of course, we need to update your data, right? Okay, maybe just update one column, or we are giving certain condition. So you will learn the statement of it. Okay, select from, okay, or like set, okay, update. So all this we're going to use. And sometimes we can create some views index, okay, pre-processing, okay. So one thing is important is the semicolon, okay. And we require the semicolon by the end of it, each statement. Okay, so once you put a multi-line, so we can still recognize it. Okay, so you can put 10 queries together, come with the semicolon. So the MySQL will execute 10 of them. Okay, so without any problem. Just showing you like normally the database. Later we will talk about what's the first normal form, second normal form, okay, third normal form, how do we move it? And sometimes we call it like it's a column. So vertical is column, row, right? Sometimes we call the column called attributes. Okay. All these attributes we do have, if you look at the information right here, we have called the metadata. Okay, metadata, that means that we're telling what's the data type of this column. Okay, if it's an integer, it's a string, okay, or it's a varchar, okay, so how many letters of it, okay, so all this will define, it's called the metadata. We'll talk about it. And then one thing is like the keywords. So we talk about like select, right, update, insert. So they are not case sensitive, and depends on the database. Sometimes for the 10, they're not even case sensitive. So be careful. Okay. MySQL and MarineDB, they're different. Okay, here's one differences. One is like case sensitive to the table name. One it doesn't. Okay. So be careful. And so if you put the select in the lowercase or uppercase, it would be fine. but just like personal habit, to me, I prefer like for all this keyword, I put it in uppercase because it help me to like recognize. Okay, so for the table names, I just like put it as the same, like lowercase, okay, or lowercase, and then always we put it as a profile. Okay, it's a naming. Okay, you see right here, the categories, customers. Okay, because we have multiple rows, right? So all this will like in pro, and most common we use the extra. That means the star to get all the columns. Okay, if you don't know what columns in that table, you can use it to show all the content. This will be your first assignment. Like you need to use this statement to show all the content of each table. Okay, so I will post the detail like in the first assignment. Yeah, I'll post it maybe on Friday, so you have 2 weeks to complete it. Okay, yeah, pretty easy, you see, right? So use this statement, and once you execute it, it will list all the records right here. Okay, so that means you insert correctly. So what you need to do, first save it. Here on this one, if I save it, let's say the second one should be the customers. Okay, right here. So you need to save this SQL. Okay, you need to upload this file and also screenshot of them. Okay, so you can make a screenshot showing the result. Okay, just telling you about your assignment requirement. And so far for today's lab, just make sure everyone able to install it, import the data, and if you can come to this step, you're all good. Okay. And later, because for database, we don't have really complicated lab or somehow like practical. So what you need to do, if I give an assignment, most of the time, like I will give you a statement. Okay, say, please select or list the customer who purchased more than 100,000 like this. Okay, so then you need to think about how can I write a statement to select the record, like meets this statement. Okay, so this like pretty common for the assignment or question exercise. We'll be doing this way. So I post the questions, you need to stay and then upload the SQL, give me the screenshot, and that's it. Yeah.
From the GUI, my schema, what is either the command or the section I need to go to make all my schemas? I've already imported all of the data for my schema, but it's not showing on my left-hand side for the view option on the GUI. So I have it already set up. I have the Hazel for stuff inside of it. How do I get it to pull up on the side right here so I can see?
Steven, maybe? Yes.
Oh, Steven.
Here's the Windows and Mac. Okay.
Should I just run with all the defaults for this Thursday problem?
Yeah, because you just like getting the full access of Open. Yes, you can get it.
Can we go back to the same thing?
You don't have to. You can stay on box. Yes, it's good. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I got to this part right here. So we're showing what?
UTF-8. Yeah, you can scroll down.
Oh, okay. So, and did you want to?
Default collection is okay.
Okay, so, okay. So, let's see,
Check the left column.
wait, are you waiting for that data import? Oh, wait, so, sorry.
See, so we can still so you can data import server, data import. So you can choose the file, and then I think you already have a schema. Okay. Let's see, because you can compare the character because you're uppercase, lowercase. So you can try if you can import it successfully or not. Okay.
Okay.
I just finish this on So you already have Word.
Yes, I have workbench.
Okay, so you already entered the password when you installing, they ask you to input the password.
When I
And the
put
password. Yes, so you just download it, right? So you have not yet installed it. So it's right now. Is that it? So this one must be, okay, so he's asking, is a root password here, so this password is for you to, connect using the workbench.
Mhm.
So once you type in the password, then later you need to use it. Okay. You do not need any sample database. So, yeah. Yeah. So I think that just it's curious. Yep, for Windows and Mac, they're slightly not the same. Okay.
The self-contained file. One error, so.
The first time it is modifying the data or, just pulling the data?
Just pulling the select is okay, so you can select, yes, it's custom, okay, so you're all good. Okay, and then what you need to do, like, for the assignment, you just need to let my screenshot, at least I can see that you able to import all
Did you make a schema?
tables, yeah.
Oh, okay, so maybe you should, okay, click here on that, the cylinder. Okay, yeah, just make it the class name.
On the server side, you guys show you like if you put a PHP Miami, so I think I saw.
Oh, and default.
I forgot on the left hand side, it also got the PHP Miami.
Go down. I think it's not.
The
What was it? Yeah, what was that? I saw it,
think it's
something,
just
it's got PHP.
Oh, the, just asking.
Yes,
GPT,
it was a ChatGPT.
Yeah. it was
Okay,
actually
yeah,
once
so-
The, other stuff was.
Okay.
This year.
Yeah, because on the server side, because I think you're checking, so
Yeah.
try to tell you earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on server side, sometimes we do also using the GUI to manage it, so we'll install the PHP.
Okay.
Yeah.
That. but
Is it on the Linux base like?
Yeah, that's the more common SQL workbench for Linux-based.
Yes,
SQL.
yeah, and also
Over mine.
database, let me see, I forgot which course I told you about. I mentioned about this one. So I told student install the MySQL on the server side and then install the MySQL PHP Miami so they
Yeah.
can manage it. But I know that not everyone good at like using command line to edit it before like take the button.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I'm also, I'm not great. I'm still like, I have the barely surface level, but my head's above water. If that makes any sense. I'm not drowning, but like.
Yeah, because
There's a
for
lot of
database,
it.
SQL is like, I would say the entry point is so easy, like you learn it, you got like all the statement, pretty straightforward, but how can you retrieve the data? Or what data you want is challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially we are joining, like let's say if you need to select certain data from 3 tables, 4 tables, and then join them together and match all the condition, that one is challenging. Yeah, so of course the data.
For Charcel though, is you.
If I come right here,
Yeah.
it looks like database, so we try to add the next one is adding data tables, okay, but this, then we try to add the new schema, so we can make, so this name is, we know it should match for the data. Okay, so it says that.
Okay.
Okay, it's like really complicated. Yeah, and one thing I talked about the task and then is that like I said, we're using the UTF. So it should be, second option. So, will be okay, then you can apply to use.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see this is the code, this thing, so create schema, given before character set, so you can. And that's right. Okay, so right now you see we already create a database, okay, but this one is an empty database, we have no data, okay? How can we import this?
No. Just read it.
Sample data. And you can choose the secret.
I just wanted to make.
So
sure.
you can choose the. Okay,
I had a question about the age of, it was the UTF-8, right?
eight, yes.
Did you have a question with your exception that got caught? Or you good?
Well, I did get one error when demoing the first time, unknown database W3 schools.
Oh. Okay, so I think it's not the updates. Okay, learn me how to read the error message. Okay, so where is the
Data,
so right here, you see it's A right here for W3 school, but actually I will change the character set. You can delete this one and then download it from the feature LP.
Oh,
Okay,
It's
or,
difficult.
or,
But this is for us. It's just not.
I'm not sure this version did I create, is that because I did the old one and I uploaded the new one. So you can try to modify it, change the name, try to make it match with your database.
my database code.
Schema, that makes your schema. What's the period? Whether schema was the from some, I don't know, like CSCI before, so you can change this here before they say it.
Okay, CSCI.
So this name should be matched and it's a
Where's the save button?
small.
Right there.
Yes, yeah. This one will be later if you have some assignment, when you put the queries, also you can save it like this one.
Okay.
And then you can check it out. Suppose maybe there's some problem with the character set.
With the, without.
Yeah, because he's using my previous version I upload. I have not yet created the data set, yeah. But there's some special character I didn't pay attention.
So we can save it to a folder and more. Is that what this is doing?
No, it's an important file, I give you some detail and for the data import. CSCI, if you go to my Neo week 2, yeah, you sign in, download that data import. Okay, and then import that file. All this step I already record and upload to YouTube, but also today's lecture also I will upload to the YouTube. And in case some of you already forgot, I will tell you one more time. So here after you connect to the database, okay, to the server, okay, MySQL server, you need to create a new schema. So it's a database. You need to give it a name. Okay, so you can press the button right here, or like maybe Windows slightly different, but should be have same icon. Right, okay. After you already create your database, you need to import the data. So you can press like data import, okay? And then once you import, you need to choose the self-contained file. So it will be the file from D2L I upload to. I already updated with the latest one. Okay, so CSCI, because I also try to export it with the UTF-8. Yeah, Unicode. So that's why I make sure you can import it successfully. Okay. And
You want me to go ahead and share my screen as well after you finish with
oh,
this?
yeah.
You can have
because after I share this one, and then you can remember the default target schema. That means the default database. So we are going to import to CSCI 340. That's what you created, and then you can start import. And then I will right now stop the sharing screen. So I will let showing the Windows one. Okay, so others can watch it. So I think you maybe need to get permission. Okay, you can share it. Okay, so I will mute mine.
This is a quick Windows install. All you gotta do is go for your data import here, load your content on the right-hand side. Obviously, the first thing it'll load into is your administrator view. So you'll load your contents from your folder. It'll be in whatever downloads folder you have. Mine just has my name on it. And then after you do that, you're gonna want to go to your schema,
So,
and
yeah,
then you'll
I
open
tried
it from
to-
here.
Well,
After you open your schema from here, you'll be able to open a new file, or you'll be able to select from your customers. So this is going to be the command that select your star from customers. So if you watch that there, you should be good. But just make sure we get out of the administrator tab to your schemas. This is where you'll see it at here. But you want to do the data import, and then you'll get to your schemas, and then how you open this new tab. If you see just like a random tab or it says query up at the top, you want to make sure we open the new one inside of the correct container. We're in the CSCI 3040, and that's the one that includes all of our tables and everything important to what we're going to work on. So thank you. Oh, if you're having trouble with your import, by the way, just try and look on here and do your import progress from this side. So import from your disk, select the right file, and then you can click load file contents. If that doesn't work, make sure you go to the import progress page and then click the.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay, yeah, it's yours. Okay, yeah. So, if no more questions, okay, then I will finish the recording right now, and